Mabuhay, this is Bob from Love Beyond the Sea. Why Young Men Should Date a Filipina. Here is part 5 in this series, which is probably going to have about 25 parts in it. This is more options, because it's a fallacy when young guys say, well, there are no options. And so it becomes an excuse to stay single because of the idea that there are no options anywhere for me. I've explored them all. But you are not short of options for a wife if you look in the right places. If you're a young man starving for a normal male-female relationship, you likely don't think you have many options. I was there at one time. That finally ended in 2015 when I found a wife in the Philippines. And I wish more young men would do the same, but I realized they have some objections. Please subscribe to Love Beyond the Sea. I've got 1,450 plus videos and counting to help people know about a marital relationship with a woman from the Philippines. And I'm going to offer some marriage advice to young men in this long series because I care. Comments, of course, are welcome. Don't wait until you're too old to get married. I was 53. And these videos I'm going to put in a playlist called Why Young Men Should Date a Filipina. And this is the series name, Why Young Men Should Date a Filipina. The playlist is going to be inserted into is called Young Men and Filipinas. I've had that playlist for a while, and now we're going to be pouring these videos in there, so you might want to check out Young Men and Filipinas. Now, I believe in women in the Philippines would actually prefer a younger man, perhaps like yourself, but that younger men often assume that they don't. Now, I chose this topic because young men sometimes think that just aren't many great marriage candidates where they live. If they only could have more options, they could probably find a wife, but they just don't have them. Because of that, they may decide just to go it alone, since finding a good candidate is like finding a needle in a haystack. But it is a big world, and we forget about that. If I had not gone the route of the Philippines in 2015, about 9,800 flight miles from here, I might still be alone, single and alone. We only knew each other for 54 days when we tied the knot 8 years ago. There are millions of women in the Philippines who are very open to marrying a foreign man. They actually want to be married, and it can be a younger guy too. Do you see that often where you are? Women eager to get married, start families. If a woman doesn't want to get married to anyone, no man has a chance with her, and that's the way it seems like it often is here, in America, where I am. We should go where we are wanted. If you see GWYW on my channel, that's what that stands for. And for many of us, older and younger, that has been the Philippines, where English is a second language. I had tried church. Maybe you have. Different churches. Maybe you did that. Singles groups, asking older friends if they knew anyone. Tried ministry opportunities, but to no avail. But one thing I never thought of was someone from way out there, another country. They might as well have been from Mars, because I gave overseas no thought at all as far as an option. But that is where I found a wife. That is where many people have found wives. I've heard from many people since I started this channel over 5 years ago, who had a wife from the Philippines or have begun looking for a wife since my channel started and have found one or are talking to someone they plan on marrying in the present. So it turned out for me, I guess it was meant to be age 53 because that's how it turned out. But, for younger men who say they're going to miss out in a Western country, I think they should give a woman from the Philippines a chance, because they just might be alone for the rest of their life if they don't. Filipinas are indeed an option for a younger man. I know some myself who have married a younger woman from the Philippines. And they also just didn't know that people did that. And the Filipinas are interested. You just have to get past the thought that they only want these older guys. As I've said in other videos in that playlist, Young Men in Filipinas, young men have advantages, and they should take advantage of those. So it's not just the stereotypical older Westerner that they want. That's often the only option they seem to have. So start to get in line with a younger Filipina. If you don't believe me, that's all right, but I think that is their preference. I know it's a long way away, but we do have planes that go 500 miles an hour, and you might find that whole traveling experience to be a good adventure. But it's good to explore your options overseas. You don't want to wake up and realize you're 40, and now maybe your options are slim and none. I think guys should be getting married earlier than they are. It's never too early to start exploring finding love beyond the sea.